If you're moving to the Charleston, South Carolina area, how would you pick the right school for your children? Would you go by what you've heard, the buzz around town, maybe a quick Google search? Or do you dig into the data, find the best rated schools, and cross-reference them with where you might actually live? If you're leaning toward that last option, stay with me, because today we're diving deep into the top rated schools in Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties. By the end, you'll know exactly which schools are worth looking at and, just as importantly, why. Oh, and stick around because we'll talk about a little trick for navigating school zoning. It's a game changer. Now, let's jump in, starting with Charleston County. And let me tell you, this place has some schools that'll make you say, why didn't I grow up here? First up, Academic Magnet High School. I mean, it's rated a 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. 10? That's like the unicorn of school ratings. Academic Magnet isn't just a high school, it's a launch pad. It's been ranked as one of the best high schools in the nation, not just South Carolina. The college acceptance rates, sky high. But let me warn you, it's not for the faint of heart. It's academically intense. So if your kid's idea of studying is Googling answers 5 minutes before class, they might want to think twice. Still, if they thrive on challenges, this school could change their life. Sticking with Charleston County for a moment, let's talk about Buist Academy. This is a K-8 school with a rating of 10. Yes, another 10. Buist Academy is all about advanced academics and diversity. They use the International Baccalaureate program, which is really just a fancy way of saying your child will be prepped for a globalized world. Do you want your child to learn how to think critically and write essays that'll make their college professors swoon? This might just be the place. Let's talk about Mount Pleasant, because this town is like the overachiever of Charleston County. Laurel Hill Primary School, rated a 9, is great for younger kids. The environment there, think nurturing meets challenging. Then you've got Moultrie Middle School, another 9, which feeds into Wando High School. And yes, Wando is also highly rated at an 8. What's great about these schools is that they're part of a clear progression. You're not just choosing a school, you're choosing a pathway. And if your family is all about the extracurriculars, these schools have options. Wando High has one of the best bands in the state. So if your kid's been practicing their trombone in the garage, this could be their time to shine. My name is Deneene Gary, the Southern Living Yankee. I made so many mistakes when I moved to South Carolina from Pennsylvania just a few years ago. And now I decided to become a realtor so I could help others avoid those same mistakes. You can call, text, or shoot me an email today to start your search and to find out how I help my clients by paying $1,000 of their closing costs. Or you can also download my relocation guide to find out everything about Charleston. The link is in the description. Now, let's head to Berkeley County. Goose Creek is often underrated, but schools like Westview Elementary and Westview Middle, both rated 7, are solid. They're a great choice for families who want good academics, but also value balance. You're not going to find the pressure cooker vibe of an academic magnet here. And honestly, that could be a good thing for a lot of children. Moving on, Cane Bay High School is rated an 8. And let me tell you, Cane Bay is one of those places that just keeps growing. The whole area has a new and shiny feel to it, and the school reflects that. Great teachers, a strong sense of community, and plenty of extracurricular activities to keep your teen busy and off their phone for at least a few hours a day. Next up, Dorchester County. And this is where it gets really interesting. Dorchester District 2 schools are basically the pride of the county. Fort Dorchester High, rated an 8, has an amazing mix of academic and athletic programs. It's the kind of school where your kid can take AP classes in the morning and crush it on the football field at night. And we can't skip Summerville High School, which is rated a 7. Summerville is one of the oldest schools in the area with deep roots in the community. They've got this motto, Green Wave Pride. And trust me, you will see it everywhere. It's not just about academics here. It's about creating well-rounded students who are part of something bigger than themselves. Let's circle back to that little trick that I mentioned earlier, navigating school zoning. Here's the deal. Just because a school is rated high doesn't mean that you're automatically in the zone for it. But there's a workaround. Many families consider moving into neighborhoods that are specifically zoned for these top-rated schools. Some even rent temporarily just to get their foot in the door. And if you're working with a local realtor, hint, hint, they can find you those neighborhoods without you having to guess and hope. We've covered Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties, but I know what you're thinking. How do these schools compare to each other? Here's my take. Charleston County tends to shine with specialty programs and nationally ranked schools, but they can be competitive and pretty intense. Berkeley County is growing fast, and it has schools that are keeping up with the demand. In Dorchester County, it's the sweet spot for families who want a strong community feel with top-tier schools. So what do you think? Are you ready to dig deeper into any of these areas? Drop your questions in the comments, or better yet, reach out to me directly. Whether you're moving here or if you're just curious about how schools stack up, I've got your back. And hey, if this has been helpful, let me know, because I've got plenty more where this came from. All right, let's keep going, because there is so much more to unpack when it comes to schools in Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties. And honestly, when you're choosing a school, it's not just about the ratings, it's about finding the right fit. What works for one child might not work for another. So let's dig deeper into what makes these schools stand out beyond the numbers. Let's swing back to Charleston County for a moment, because I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't mention the charter schools. Charleston County has some of the best charter schools in the state, and they give families a lot of flexibility. One standout is Charleston Charter School for Math and Science. It's rated a 9, and if the name alone doesn't give you a hint, this school is all about STEM. It's small, focused, and the kind of place where your science-loving child can really thrive. But here's the thing, it's not just all about numbers and equations. They also have a strong arts program, which you might not expect from a school with math and science in the name. So if your child is a little more well-rounded, they won't feel out of place here. Now let's talk about James Island. I know I've said some places are underrated, but James Island schools really don't get enough love. James Island Charter High School is rated an 8, and it is a solid choice for families that are looking for a mix of academics, athletics, and extracurriculars. Plus, the sense of community there is unbeatable. It's the kind of school where parents actually get involved, and you'll find yourself at Friday night football games, even if your kid doesn't play. And let's be real, there's nothing like small town school spirit. It's really contagious. Moving over to Berkeley County again, because we've got to talk about Hanahan. If you haven't considered Hanahan before, you're going to want to listen up. Hanahan High School is rated an 8. And this place is known for its strong academics and inclusive environment. What I love about Hanahan is that it's the kind of school where teachers really go above and beyond for their students. And here's a fun little tidbit. Their marching band is fantastic, like award-winning fantastic. So if you've got a budding musician in the family, this might be the perfect fit for them. While we're in Berkeley County, let's touch on Phillip Simmons schools. These are newer schools, and they are absolutely thriving. Phillip Simmons Elementary and Phillip Simmons Middle are both rated a 7, and the high school comes in at an 8. What's unique about these schools is that they're part of a planned community, so everything feels cohesive. The facilities are modern, the curriculum is forward-thinking, and there is a big focus on preparing students for the future, whether that's college, a trade, or straight into the workforce. Plus, Phillip Simmons High School has some fantastic sports programs. So if your child is into athletics, they are going to love it. Let's get into Dorchester County, because this is where things get really interesting. You've probably heard about Ashley Ridge High School, and if you haven't, let me be the first to tell you. It's amazing. Rated an 8, Ashley Ridge has a reputation for being one of the top schools in the Lowcountry. What makes it special is the balance that it strikes. Yes, it's academically rigorous, but it's not a pressure cooker. They offer a wide range of advanced placement courses, but they also have incredible vocational programs. So whether your child wants to be a doctor, a mechanic, or an entrepreneur, Ashley Ridge can set them on the right path. Speaking of Dorchester, we have to talk about Rollings Middle School of the Arts. This is a magnet school rated a 10, and it's one of the best middle schools in the area, hands down. If your child has a knack for performing, visual arts, or even creative writing, this is the place to be. It's competitive to get in, but once you're in, it's like being part of a little family of artists. And the best part, it feeds into Summerville High School, which means that your child can continue developing their talents all the way through. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about elementary schools? Don't worry, I have got you covered. In Charleston County, one of the best options is Mount Pleasant Academy. It's rated a 10, and it's the kind of school where you walk in and just feel the positivity. The teachers are dedicated, the students are happy, and the parents are involved. What more could you ask for? In Berkeley County, a standout elementary school is Cane Bay Elementary. Rated a 7, this school is part of the Cane Bay community, so it has that same modern, cohesive feel as the high school. It's a great choice for families who want their kids to stay in the same school system from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And in Dorchester County, Knightsville Elementary is a solid choice with a rating of 8. This school has a strong emphasis on academics, but they also prioritize character education. So your child isn't just learning math and reading, they're learning how to be a good human being. And honestly, isn't that what we all want for our children? Let's circle back to that open loop that I teased earlier, navigating school zoning. Here's the deal. If you're moving to the area, you need to know that zoning can be a little tricky. Just because a school is highly rated doesn't mean that you'll automatically get into it. Zoning lines can be surprisingly strict, but here's the pro tip. You can actually look up zoning maps online, or better yet, work with a realtor who knows the area inside and out. And that's where I come in. I can help you find a home in the perfect zone for the schools that you want. And trust me, it makes a huge difference. Choosing the right school is a big decision, but the good news is you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're relocating or just exploring your options, I'm here to help you every step of the way. My name is Deneene Gary, the Southern Living Yankee. I would love to help you find home in the Lowcountry. Reach out today or download my relocation guide to find out how I can save you $1,000 on your closing costs. The link is in the description below. Thank you for joining me. So long for today.